Hello and welcome to Get Focused with Bill K and Gina Faye. Hello, Gina. How are you?
I just told you how I was, Bill.
I
Come
know
on.
you did, and we said, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's talk about it on the episode.
Yeah. You were asking me about, if you recall, it was like, about 3 nanoseconds ago. So I'm thinking you probably remember. But you were asking me well, I have a friend visiting from San Diego,
Oh, very nice.
and she's been exploring and geocaching, and while I've been working, God bless her, she's independent. I love. But we've been invited to actually the woman that I rescued the cat from. A woman got in touch with me who has a cacao farm in the
Oh,
south of
wow.
the volcano. The lava came within 2 miles of her house when it was erupting.
Right.
So she was she vacated anyway. She found him a home with me, and we became very good friends. And she went to the back to the mainland for 4 months to wait it out. So her farm was spared, and she's back producing cacao and all kinds of beautiful fruits and breadfruit and beautiful stuff, papaya, strawberry papaya. But anyway, she's having a Friendsgiving, and I love doing those. So we're going to spend tomorrow night at her place, and I'm going to help her with the turkey and the gravy on Thursday, and that's Thanksgiving for us.
That's awesome. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
I have a question.
You always have
It,
questions.
what was it? Cacao.
Oh, cacao is the plant that the cocoa bean comes from,
Ooh, yummy.
and it is the source of well, basically chocolate.
Now, is that it's not sweet, correct?
No, it's not sweet at all. In fact, we were down there last Saturday night. We spent the night with her last Saturday night, and she showed us part of the process. It's incredibly labor intensive. She does everything by hand anyway because it's really small quantities and excellent quality. But you have to, let's see, you have to roast the beans. You have to get the beans out of the shell. You have to roast the beans.
Right.
Then you have to let them ferment for a period of time. And I'm not sure exactly what's involved with that. Then you have to put them through like a winnowing machine, winnowing,
Interesting.
which is like where, typically a winnower is what you separate. If you're making flour, you
Okay.
separate the wheat from the chaff. So basically, you take the bran off the wheat berry. You grind the because the chaff or the bran is lighter than the
Right.
berry itself. So it's a hand crank machine, and you feed the fermented beans in the top, and you turn it, and it winnows off, the chaff. Then what you get left with is the nibs, cacao nibs. And if you
Okay.
go to the health food store, you'll see
The
cacao nibs.
nibs.
Yeah,
Yes,
you've
you're
seen
absolutely correct.
chocolate nibs. You've seen chocolate nibs. And then what happens is she either makes milk chocolate, which is, I think she uses milk, nibs, and sugar. I don't think
Right.
she puts vanilla. I don't think she puts any flavoring in. And the dark chocolate, she puts sugar and cacao nibs. That's it.
Right,
No,
that's why the dark chocolate's supposed to be a little bit better for you,
well,
from what I
it's
understand.
it's much. It doesn't. Yeah, it's much better for you.
Right.
Um, and we had a chance to taste. She's got some tours coming up next week, so she needed to she
Oh,
needed
that's
to
so cool.
she needed to make some chocolate, so she had it for the tour visitors to taste, because she taste tests. Part of her tour is she lets people taste test chocolate from here and chocolate from there and chocolate from her farm, and then she lets them buy it. So she needs product to be able to sell. So it's a little
Makes
cottage
sense.
industry. So it's cool. It's very, very cool. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
I've seen we did the tour when, 'cause I'm from Philadelphia, and we would go to Hershey Park,
Yeah.
and
But
there's a
they're
free
very
tour.
mechanized. It's very mechanized.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it obviously started, because it's Hershey's been around for so many years. It
Oh,
started
it,
at that
yeah,
grassroots level, like
absolutely.
you're
Yeah,
discussing.
yeah, absolutely it did. Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna for Thanksgiving. Everyone's here. We have a house full
Oh, you do right
of
now?
children and
Oh,
children's friends, and they're up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it's
oh
just
my
been,
God.
it's wonderful, and I'll be happy when Monday's here.
Yeah,
So,
I hear you. Oh my God. Long time. So when did they arrive?
over the weekend, Corinne came home Friday night, and
Okay.
and then Justin came in Saturday, and Justin's girlfriend came in Sunday afternoon. So
So
we have a
you
full house.
you have a oh my God.
Yeah, there's 8 of us.
Oh my God.
So we got
I
people bunking on
I was just
you
gonna
know
ask.
extra mattresses and stuff like that. So you know it's fascinating. It's great to see them all together, and now that they're all older, because Vincent's going to be 12, Anthony's 14, and they're with their older brother, who we haven't seen since July, and they love them and miss them, and we love having them all here. So it's exciting.
Cool.
And then his
Very.
girlfriend fits right in, and then
ex-
Alessandra, our exchange student from Barcelona, she fits right
Oh
in.
my
So
God. No, better you than me.
yeah,
I've had a
but
visitor. I've had a visitor from, like I say, from San Diego, and she's super independent. So the days that I've been working, which is all day yesterday and all day today, she just adventured and she geocaches and she goes off. She didn't get in till 7:30. It's like yay! But I also have a part-time roommate for November and December.
oh,
She,
okay.
she works at the center where I work, and she's an amazing acupuncturist. So
Oh wow.
she's been staying in my room because she works on both sides of the island and it's a
Right.
long drive. So when she's on this side of the island, she spends the night here. And
Man, I
so
would love to discuss the acupuncture and
I'll get her on. Oh
the
my
ba-
God. Oh
yeah,
my God.
because I
She
mean
would
there's so
love,
much behind that.
and she is, I've had acupuncture and I've known acupuncturists all my life. She is head and shoulders above anybody I've ever met. She's so intuitive and so skillful. She works with clients where I work who are detoxing from drugs
Okay.
and alcohol, and she turns them around.
Okay, she's not the one from San Diego, correct?
She is not, no, she's not
No.
my friend.
No.
She is
Because I was
her,
going to say, because leading into the topic of our
our discussion.
discussion,
Yeah.
other than our holiday plans and everything, but
Yep.
um, what I'm up to right now is it started back in the summertime of
Your
really
training. Yeah.
intensifying my workout, and
Yep.
you know um, I would love to discuss the how I don't like the word diet, um, and what the meaning that is implied with a diet, behind that. But it would be great to have an acupuncturist to help with the aches and pains and different things along those lines. A
Um,
masseuse is very good for that as well.
well, it's a different, yeah. I mean, it's a different kind of um, practice. It's a different
Yeah,
kind of modality. I mean, Zach Smith is a very good
yeah,
massage therapist,
absolutely. Traveling hands.
traveling hands, but it's different from acupuncture because acupuncture, it's more pinpoint specific, and it's about creating balances because what she does, and she'll tell you more when she comes on, and I know she's going to be in a minute, she's going to be
Okay.
home in a minute, so I'll run it by her, but she reads the pulses on both sides of your body, and then
Right.
she uses the needles on the acupuncture points in your body, the energy meridians, to help balance.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
And through that, she through her training as well, she can read the pulses and see what element you are because she does 5 element acupuncture. Like she
Okay.
tells me I'm metal, I think metal wood Actually, I don't remember though. But each of the elements have a certain personality type and characteristic, and even a certain smell.
Amazing.
She says that there's one, I don't remember which one it is because I'm not an acupuncturist, but she says there's one type, one of the elements that smells like corn chips.
That's fat. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I
She smells people's backs. She asks them not to wear any lotions or deodorants when she first meets them so she can evaluate. And she smells people's backs and gets a sense of what element they are. It's pretty
yeah.
interesting.
So
So, but talk about your marathon. Talk about you've
yeah.
been
So
you've been
back in
busy.
the summer, uh, throughout July, and I was, it was definitely playing a role in my mind that different things I wanted to do or accomplish, and I always battled with this idea of, oh, you're too old to do that type of scenario.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
believe
story.
in that.
That's the
Yeah.
story the monkey mind in you was telling yourself.
Yeah, but the funny thing is it was more the people around than it was me saying it. Does that make sense?
Well, it makes
So,
it makes sense, but the the important piece here is how much you listened to what those people were saying and how much you gave credence to what they were saying.
right, you tend to believe or put belief in what they're
Well,
saying
it's
when you
it's
shouldn't.
called it's well, it's not about shouldn't or whatever, but it's called confirmation bias. So if you secretly believe that you might be maybe a little too old to do this, all you have to hear is somebody else say, "Bill, don't you think you're too old to do this?" And that part of you that believes that maybe that's the case will go, "See, I knew it. See,
Right.
that's confirmation bias, a bias to believe what somebody says because you're already inclined to believe that yourself on some level. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, so I started the journey, and you know, and Ann and I, we talked about wanting to try different things. There's always a weight loss battle going on in life, I feel. And
Well,
you know,
certainly for you and Anna.
yeah, and you always hear diet and different things along those lines. And what I don't like about a diet is, to me, and mentally, and this might just be for me, there's a beginning and an end to it.
It's deprivation.
Yeah, and I don't look at it. So what we decided to do was, in the middle of August, we started the keto. And with keto, it's not diet, even though it's called the
It
keto
is.
diet.
Everything we put in our mouths is our diet.
No,
That's
no, no,
all.
I understand that. But I love my daughter. So it's it, it's about what we're eating, what we're not eating, but I changed my eating habits
Right.
more than a diet in my mind, is what I'm getting at.
Okay,
You know?
diet for you had negative connotations. So
Yeah,
you
because when I think of a diet, I think of Weight Watchers. I think of counting calories. I think of something like, oh, I'm going to lose the weight, and then once it's gone, I'm going to go back to eating normal. Well, that's not how it works. You know, um, so I changed my eating habits,
Mhm.
and from that, it's not only giving me the ability to lose a lot of weight and size, but it's also given me a lot of energy, a lot of positive feelings, not just you know um, better
What
mental
has
stability,
given you
but
what has given you that stuff? What has
the
given you
lack. So keto, for those
No,
that
no,
don't
no,
know what
no, no,
keto is.
no, 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 no. People say alcohol gives me confidence. You're saying the keto diet has given me all this stuff.
No, I'm
Who has
saying
given
I'm
you
saying
who,
I'm
where
saying
does
that
that confidence
changing my
come from?
eating
Where does that confidence come from?
comes from inside of me.
So you have done this for yourself.
No, I understand. I understand. See, I told you were going to challenge me.
Well, but I'm just listening to your language, and your language is giving the responsibility for these positive feelings to something outside of yourself.
No, you're absolutely correct. I have, through following a process, following and sticking with that process, I have given myself
That's
these
right.
feelings.
That,
No,
that's
I agree with that.
yeah.
Um, but the process is keto.
I understand that, but it could be
So
anything. It could be anything at all. It could be running. It could be eating macrobiotically. It could be anything. But it's immaterial what method you used. What is really relevant is you've dug inside yourself. You've not listened to that voice that told you that you can't do it, or the voices around you that say you can't do it, and you've decided you can do it. Of course you can do it. And you've used the method of eating the keto diet in order to, and exercise and so on, to confirm that. You've chosen what story to believe.
right.
That's all I'm trying to say.
No, no, I get it. I understand. Um, so so with that, I've also increased my training levels. So one
Good.
of the things that one of the goals that I've set for myself is to compete in a triathlon in next year in 2019,
Very
because there's
impressive.
a lot of work that goes into that. I've already throughout the years I've been a cyclist, and the military I ran. Obviously, I play soccer in a men's league, which I increased that to two men's leagues. But so now I play in two different leagues. But I've increased my training. So one of the things I've done, and here's my, I have hired a coach, so you could see
Nice.
team Trail.
Nice.
So, just like what I do for business and sales, uh, I seen my limitations and seen that I needed someone that was an expert in the field, and them to come out and work with me. So I've been on this plan of training and exercise, along with changing my eating habits. And so far, I'm down 30 pounds,
Amazing, Bill. Amazing.
and I've increased my workouts. I guess I've started swimming. Now that's the biggest challenge to me, is the swimming, because I don't have the confidence in my swimming.
So you're telling yourself the story. What is the story that your monkey mind is telling you about your swimming? What is the story? How does
Well, hmm, that's a good question.
you
So,
listen to it? You listen to it. You don't have the confidence, and something is depriving you of that
so
confidence. So you're telling
well,
yourself,
just the lack of,
you know, what is the story you're telling you? What are the words that? What is that narrative that runs inside
well,
your head?
the original story was that I couldn't do it.
So the story is as if you're talking to yourself. You can to get a better handle on it. The
Mhm.
original story was, Bill, you just can't do this, right? That was the story you started off telling yourself. You are never going to be able to do this, Bill, right?
Right.
Well, so what else is there?
Well, I mean, that was the biggest part of the story when I first started, but since now I've gone through multiple training sessions and swimming, I've seen and that I can do it.
Okay,
You
so
know,
has that story. So you say that the swimming is your biggest hurdle. Is that
out of the
still true?
three, so
But
running.
is that still true though now?
Well, it's out of the if you were to pick one of the three to be like my weakest uh, event or part of the event. So a triathlon consists of three
I'm
tasks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if I was to pick my weakest one, it would be, at this point in time, it's definitely swimming, just
Well,
because of my lack of doing it and training within that.
but so what is the story you're telling yourself now about your swimming?
That I can get it better. I feel it every
With
time.
Yeah, with time
Mhm.
and focus and practice, you'll get your weakest aspect of triathlon aspects up to the level that you
Yeah,
want it.
as the
Yeah.
other two, I definitely see that I can accomplish what I've set out to do, which
Wonderful.
I had a strong feeling that I could. That's why I needed to go and get someone to teach me the right way to swim, because I learned when I was a child how to swim, but then what do? We go either in the pool or we go in the ocean, and that's not really swimming.
We bob
It's not,
around. We
right, it's
bob
playing in
around.
the water.
Yeah.
But to really learn the breathing and
Yep.
the arm motions and
Yep.
the twisting and turning
Yep.
and why you do all these things,
Yep.
which has been fascinating to me, because the very first day in the pool, I couldn't even swim the length of the pool. Now I'm going
Now,
back and forth four
how many?
times.
4 times?
Yeah, without stopping, which,
What?
in 2.5 weeks is not too bad.
Whoa, that's amazing.
But
How many times a week do you swim?
two training days a week right now,
And
which will increase.
the swimming, how many hours a week does that include
That's 2 hours.
of swimming a week?
Correct. Yeah.
So in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, two
In
hours
about
a week,
4 hours right now.
yeah,
5 hours.
you're
I did
swimming
one this week, so
from no laps to 4 laps.
yeah, not even half a lap, not even half a length.
That's amazing.
Because it was amazing. It was mentally, you or I felt like fear that I was going, even though I'm in a pool and I can touch the bottom, there was a fear of drowning.
So wait a minute. I'm interested in your language because language I think is very important. So
Yeah.
you're kind of detaching yourself with your language. You're saying there was a fear of drowning. That's like
Well,
saying, wait, that's
okay.
like saying, um, the thing broke or I broke the thing. And my hope for you is that you'll take ownership of what you're saying. So you're saying there was a fear of drowning. It might be more accurate to say I was afraid of drowning.
Yes, I was afraid of drowning.
That's closer to an accurate assessment of what was happening for you as a human being, as an
Yeah,
individual.
100%.
I
I
was
understand.
afraid of drowning. Not there was a fear of drowning. Where was that fear of drowning? It was inside
Within
you.
me,
So
within
let's
me.
all, yeah. So I
So
was afraid.
100%. I was scared of drowning. I was scared
Yeah.
that I was not able to swim. I knew how to bob, but not swim.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm at the point where that fear I do not have anymore.
So now what do you tell what's the story changed to? The story was I'm afraid I'm going to drown. And what is the story now that's going on inside of you?
I know I'm not going to drown.
Well, how about even clearer?
Hmm. Okay, throw me a bone.
Well, how about something like I know I'm a capable swimmer?
Yeah. Yes, I know I'm a capable swimmer.
Well,
I
that's
know I have the ability to swim.
well, not only that. I mean, it's not that you have the ability to swim, but you are swimming, so you know you're a capable swimmer.
Yes.
You don't need to shy away from that. Not that doesn't imply that you're not going to improve, but it does acknowledge that you've come a long way from being convinced that you're going to drown to knowing you're capable.
Right.
You're capable of swimming. Yay. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I love it. It feels great. And
Yeah.
even with the running, so since I started this, we've done two different 5Ks.
Yeah.
And within the two, I was able to shave my time down by over a minute. And then I have another one in, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, we're doing another 5K. So, but with all that being said, what I've also been in the process of doing is launching a new website for what my professional services are, which is Professional Success South. And on there, I created a page that I've teamed up with Wounded Warrior to
Yeah.
raise money and awareness for our veterans. So if you
Yeah.
were to go to professionalsuccesssouth.com and click on the link support our veterans, you can donate, and you donate directly to Wounded Warriors. So it's not to me, but it's directly to Wounded Warriors through one of my events. So I have a bike ride, a 67-mile bike ride with Anthony
God, Bill, that's
in the
impressive.
spring, and my goal is to raise money for that event. And then I'm also going to do, with every event, I'm going to have a fundraiser, because like you and I have talked about this before,
I know.
that, I feel like our veterans, we tend to not neglect, but, you kind of forget what they've given, and what their families have given, or it gets overlooked because there's so many other things that gets focused on. Just like you just brought up a little while ago about your friend's farm, that was, she had to move back to the mainland because of the volcano. And here, I remember in our beginning episodes, we were talking about the volcano and how it was such a focal point of the news here in the stateside,
Yep.
but it was like, and
Like
it's gone.
somebody flipped a switch. And the fascinating thing for me was all the drama that was created around the volcano, erupting.
Right.
No word at all about the fact that the lava abated, that it
Yeah. It
stopped.
was about, it was all about
The
the the
sensationalism.
ex- yeah, and it's really sad that's how it happens. And what happens afterwards?
It's
We don't
being
talk
news.
about.
It stops being news. How much did you hear about the last shooting? We got another shooting to talk about today at Mercy Hospital. So who
Yeah,
cares
well, see,
about?
now that's an interesting one to me, because okay, so we have a synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh, which was obviously a hatred driven event, and to me, that's separate from what happened at the hospital, where the hospital was a couple that split up, and the person couldn't handle that that emotion, and that's what led to
How was
this
that not?
violent act.
How is that different? How is that different?
Well, because the amazing thing to me is that I fear that we've had acts, everybody talks about, we need to stop this, we need to remove this from society, correct? And I understand, and I would love to remove as much as I can, or we can, or all of us can remove. But isn't it also not fair to all the wonderful things that happen in our world to
Oh,
only
beyond a doubt. Beyond
focus
a doubt.
on,
Yeah. No, no,
and make
no.
it, I almost feel like, and it's interesting because I brought this up because, and I think we talked about this on an episode
I think
a
so.
little while back,
Yeah.
about my wife and I having a discussion, and
Yep.
her saying to me how, oh my goodness, it's so, everything's so bad,
I know.
it's much worse now, and everybody has this notion that it's much worse now, when statistically it is much better. There are less
Overall. Overall.
overall, absolutely. And but that's my point, that if you turn on, when something like this happens at the hospital, another mass shooting, another mass, they almost paint a picture like if I walk out my door, I can get shot.
Bill,
When
Bill,
in
Bill,
reality of it,
it's control.
yeah,
You
absolutely. That's what I
control.
mean.
Public can be controlled and is controlled. Now we're going to get into politics, and I don't know that that was our
But
intention here.
no,
The
no, no.
government
I know. I
is
agree.
controlled by fear, and that's what got our president in office. Fear. He mongers
Well,
fear.
that to me, that's what gets every elected
Yeah,
official.
I know. Well, but he's head and shoulders above the rest in doing that. Head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah,
He's blatant about it, but you know.
but also look. We talk about this a lot today at one of my clients, because in the beginning of this month, So the end of October to beginning of November,
Yep.
all sales were pretty slow.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and
Now,
people get freaked out.
no, it's not
Oh,
even about that. I'm going to
oh,
tell you what it is.
okay.
We tend to forget that sales are driven by what? Advertising.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Advertising is what? Social media
Yep.
posts. It's Facebook ads, it's Twitter
Yep.
ads, it's Instagram
Yep.
ads, it's TV commercial ads, it's radio ads. Okay. So that's all time and they're all purchased in blocks.
Yep.
So what was happening at the end of October and the beginning of November was one of the most anticipated and focused on elections other than a presidential election.
Right.
So who bought up all the media time?
Of course.
All the politicians.
Oh, of course.
So
Of
therefore,
course.
there's no one pushing sales.
Right.
So
Right.
therefore, sales are slow. And it's funny because we go, oh, people are scared. They don't want to spend money. No, people are driven by media. So when the ads are focused on the wall or the ads are focused on something else, people aren't out shopping. We're going to have one of the greatest weekends
I
retail wise
I know.
ahead of us because there's no more political ads.
I know.
Okay, there is controversy at the wall, but you're not seeing too much of that. The fires, hey, the fires might as well have been 20 years ago because
I
now they're not
all the
even the
interest there is
focus.
in those. I know.
And it's insane because all these poor people lost everything, but
It's
nobody ever
manipulation.
talks about the
It's
cleanup.
all manipulation.
It's just fascinating. But here's the
Mind
thing.
manipulation.
Here's the thing that bothers me the most. I love all my friends and family, and I think they're amazing people, but they also allow themselves to be manipulated. We complain about something, but we don't. What are we doing? Okay. What is that one thing that we do? Just change one thing, and then change one other thing. Don't listen. I don't watch the news anymore
You know
because
how
of
long
either side.
you know how long it's been since I watched the news? Probably 6 years.
Because ultimately, yes, does it affect? Can it affect me? Yes, it can, but it also doesn't rule me.
It can paralyze you.
Well, you can allow it to. Yes, definitely.
You can
Uh,
allow it to.
my mother, my mother said to me today, Billy, I can honestly say I had to stop watching the news.
Good
I was
for her.
watching too much of it.
Good for her.
And,
Oh, I know
you
so many
know,
people that do that.
and you
I
get
know.
pulled into this rabbit hole.
I know. I know.
So
But I mean,
I know we're going to,
but that's everything, you know. I mean, you
yeah,
just talked about the greatest sales weekend, you know, of the year. That's also
yeah,
manipulation. That's also manipulation.
absolutely. 100%.
Oh my God, I gotta
100%.
get out. Oh my God, I gotta get this device. Oh my God, I can save
And
$300. So I'm gonna go camp out and fight with people about
I know. And we just had the episode. Our last episode was on stress
with
during the holidays. And
I
then very next day, I seen an article posted. 70% of people do not want to give gifts or receive gifts.
yeah,
How
I saw.
amazing is that?
Didn't you forward that to me?
Yes,
I
yes.
think,
It's great.
yeah,
It's
right,
great. And
right.
it should go down that way.
I'm thinking that what I'm going to do, I actually was thinking about that this morning, just to go back to, we jump all over the place, don't we? But, but I'm thinking that what I'm going to do is just post on my Facebook page to my dear friends. Please understand, it's no reflection of my feeling to you, but I am officially declining to be manipulated into buying presents for Christmas. When I think of you throughout the year with love and see something that I think has your name on it, I'm going to make a point of getting it.
I
I
agree.
would think posting, you know, a status update, something like that, you know,
Yeah,
because
I
that's
agree.
where I want to be. I don't want to be compelled or feel this compulsion to
Yeah,
do it. I want to be in charge of myself, not feel like someone else is in charge of me. I can't stand it.
I agree with you.
So you're not the
So
boss of me, Bill.
you're
So
not the
just so you
boss of
know
me, but
that.
you're getting me a gift. I know
You
that.
know,
So
yeah.
So we'll wrap this thing up here because I know you have
Uh,
another appointment,
yeah. Oh,
and
yeah. Boy, it
and
goes
we
fast.
have some guests. We have some return guests coming, and then
Yeah.
we've established we're going to have another guest, a new guest, and in the new year we're also going to have one of our listeners that is far away from us geographically. Well, I don't know because you're far away from me too, but
I am, aren't
come on the show. And in fact, we've connected um, our my son and her daughter. Yeah,
No.
yeah, they're both 14, and she wants to learn a little bit about teenager in the U.S. and they're both taking German, so
That is
it's
too
fascinating. I love
cool.
it. I love it. Some people complain about technology. I think it's
Oh no.
amazing. I love the internet. I think it's given us the ability to communicate with people all over the world. That I'm becoming friends, and I love it. I love being able to have a voice here. You know,
I'm getting such positive feedback. I have a client who I she posted your something about that our podcast inspired her to
for
write
poetry.
poetry, which she's brilliant. She's so beautifully
Yeah, I read it. It's
creative.
beautiful.
But she had not been writing poetry, and you know, so this is what I do, and this is what you do with your Wounded Warrior project, and this is what we both do. I do it with my therapy. I change the world one person at a time.
Yeah,
You focus with your Wounded Warrior projects and your training on raising awareness and support for veterans, and the two of us change the world one day, one person,
one
one,
person.
well, not one person at a time, because we've got quite a listening audience.
Yeah, and please let us know if you have any questions, concerns, comments, want to get
Yeah.
in touch.
Yeah.
Uh, our websites, our Facebook page, everything is in the show notes.
Yep.
You can go on Facebook and just search "Get Focused" with Bill K and Gina Faye. You'll find us.
Yep.
Like I said, it'll be on professionalsuccesssouth.com.
Yep.
You can find me there. I do professional training, sales training, marketing, as well as what I'm doing now as far as raising awareness and training. Our life's a process in my mind, and what you follow that process, and you can see your outcomes. So
So can I just give a little bit of a teaser about
yeah,
first
please,
people that were lining up, and you help
yeah,
me out here, but JF Benoist, who wrote what is it, The Monkey
the
Mind,
monkey
wrote
mind. Mhm.
about the monkey mind. He's coming on next Tuesday, God willing, and the
Awesome.
quick don't rise. And we're also talking about a woman that I work with at the center who's a five element acupuncturist. And I'm going
Yes.
to talk with her and see if she'd be willing to come and talk about acupuncture and the healing
Yeah,
properties
that
of
would be
acupuncture.
awesome. I'm fascinated with. I love all this alternative stuff. I never thought I would do yoga, and I do yoga. And Melanie talked a lot about yoga and her surfing. And, so I love having all these different people on here and they're getting all these different points of view,
I know,
you
it's
know?
fun.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe one time I could get my coach to come on.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I do want to bring my daughter back on again,
Absolutely. That'd be great.
and maybe after finals, after
Okay.
her first college semester and see how she liked her
All
first college semester.
All right.
So,
Well, have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your house
you too,
full of
Sheena.
people. And I
Yes.
see you and talk to you again next Tuesday.
Absolutely. Enjoy, and everyone out there enjoy. Have a great holiday, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Gina.